Hello everyone, it's Diamond, and today we'll be talking about a what if scenario. This one is called, What if Bardock defeated Frieza? This video is going to be pretty interesting, so definitely stay tuned to see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. The like goal is about 40 likes for this one. Comment down below what you want to see next. And the subscriber goal is 2,000 subscribers, which I'm trying to reach it by the end of the year. So hopefully that happens as well. With that all being said, let's begin. Alright, so first things first is that this will be in the Dragon Ball Z version. So we're going to be using the Z version of Bardock for this scenario. So in this scenario, Bardock is able to convince the Saiyans to join alongside him. And almost hundreds of thousands of Saiyans are flying towards Frieza to destroy him. But just then, a large amount of Frieza's soldiers charge down to battle the Saiyans. Bardock yells at the Saiyans to ignore the soldiers, and to simply keep flying forward. Frieza is their main priority. Bardock demands that Frieza shows himself this instant. Frieza doesn't waste any time in showing up, greeting himself to the Saiyans. Bardock turns back at the Saiyans, and tells them that they're free to live as they always wanted, saying that if they don't stop him, their planet will be destroyed by him. He tells the other soldiers not to work under Frieza, and to think for themselves, and that they don't have to be afraid either. Frieza demands that his soldiers fight back, but his crew are too afraid to make a move on the Saiyans. They're unsure of how to feel during the situation. Frieza says that they're all useless, and wants them all dead. Before he can lift his finger to use his supernova, the Saiyans charge at him. Frieza puts his finger down and demands Zarbon and Dodoria to attack. The two are jumped and defeated by the Saiyans. Even though their power levels are smaller in comparison, they showed strength in numbers and overwhelmed the two soldiers. Frieza calls everyone working under him useless, and gets out of his pod to fight them. Frieza says if they're going to attack him, they better not hold anything back, as this battle will be their deaths. Almost half of the population of Saiyans begin charging at Frieza. Bardock turns back to the soldiers, and tells them that this is their chance to get their freedom back. The soldiers, feeling afraid, but wanting to stand up, fly over to assist the Saiyans. Frieza is enraged, so much that his eyes start turning bloodshot. He screams in anger on why he's having so much trouble fighting the Saiyans, saying they all have low power levels. The Saiyans say that this is a prime example of showing strength in numbers. Bardock also chimes in, and says that they all have something to fight for, killing Frieza and getting their freedom back. Before Frieza can power up in his current form, the Saiyans sense Frieza's power increasing. Bardock tells them to waste no time and to fire their energy blast at Frieza, saying there's a chance that none of them will survive if they let him power up. Frieza's cornered from every direction and is attacked by several blast attacks. The energy blast dealt by the Saiyans doesn't kill Frieza. It only knocks him out. Frieza's soldiers want to at least keep Frieza alive, just so they can have him as prisoner, or at the very least send him away from planet Vegeta. Before the Saiyans can say anything, Bardock says that he's not going to let Frieza go. If they were to let him go, he'd most likely come back to wipe out the entire planet without any effort needed. He tells them of his ability in seeing the future, saying that Frieza was going to create a supernova and erase their planet that way. He has visions of what would happen if Frieza was ever imprisoned or let go, and it doesn't turn out so well in both scenarios. So Bardock demands that they kill Frieza right here and now. The Saiyans waste no time in erasing Frieza while he's unconscious. Some of the Saiyans congratulate Bardock in being able to lead them in the battle like this. Some of the other Saiyans are just glad Frieza's gone. Bardock wants to know where King Vegeta is. Some of the Saiyans said he was last seen headed towards Frieza's ship, but that's all they know. So Bardock and some other Saiyans go inside the ship to find him. Bardock hopes that King Vegeta is just knocked out or badly injured, but to everyone's surprise, King Vegeta died during his battle against Frieza earlier. Bardock is shocked when looking at the fate of King Vegeta. The Saiyans leave the ship and inform the others on what happened. When they hear the news, some of the Saiyans tell each other that Vegeta is in charge of the planet now. But the Saiyans beside Bardock says that Bardock should be the new king. He stood up to Frieza and brought everyone together and showed skills of being a leader during their fight. Bardock says that it's no problem. He tells them that they all would have done the same in this position. Bardock tells the soldiers to find another planet to hide, or something, but the soldiers want to at least stay on planet Vegeta for a little while to recuperate. Some of the Saiyans says that they'll head back to the planet to inform Vegeta of the news. Soon after, they all begin flying back down. Everyone begins to take a moment to relax, while others are informing the other Saiyans as to what just had happened. So Vegeta says that he'll take his father's spot as the ruler of the planet. And with everything that occurred, Bardock is given the role of being a right-hand man. So Vegeta says that he wants Bardock to use his ability to see the future whenever a threat occurs. That way they can deal with the problem effortlessly. Meanwhile, Cooler and his henchmen just watch the entire battle occur from their own ship. Cooler begins laughing at how Frieza was taken out by Saiyans. He says that there aren't a threat to him, and that he'll leave them be for now. But he informs his soldiers that he does plan to destroy them. Not for avenging Frieza, but to raise his reputation of his own race, and says that he'll become his father's favorite now that Frieza is gone. The ship flies away and everything seems alright for now. And that's the end of part 1. Alright, and that was What If Bardock Defeated Frieza. That was a pretty interesting video. I do have a lot of ideas as to where I want to take this story, but that all depends on how it's received. Like I said, if you do want to see a part 2 of this, the like goal is 40 likes, or higher, just to see how well this video does. Subscriber count is, like I always say, 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's the goal. Definitely share the channel around to see how far we can be able to grow this. I think this was really, really good. Having a little feud, like a little small feud between some Saiyans discussing if whether or not Bardock should be king or not, just because of his leadership. But then it's only right for Vegeta to become the king since, you know, he's next in line. So I feel like there may be a conflict with that. Also, with the abilities, they may be able to stop Cooler from ever trying to do anything in the future. Since Bardock can see what's going to happen later on, this might be able to save them somehow. Not only that, but Cooler may just figure out a way to counter the prediction that Bardock can see. So there's a lot of things that can happen. Lots of possibilities. And who knows, maybe he might inform King Cold on what happened, or maybe he might keep it to himself. There's also a chance that Bardock may go back down to Earth to pick up his son Kakarot. Since the whole threat thing isn't really too much of an issue, maybe he might bring him back. So we're not entirely sure as to what's going to happen. Unless maybe he does keep him, because remember in the movie, he did have visions of seeing Goku older. So maybe he wants to keep him on Earth, and maybe somehow, some way, they end up crossing paths. So that's always a chance as well. So yeah, hopefully it was good. And like I said just a few minutes ago, if it is received well, I will be doing a part 2. Also, stay tuned for a couple of other what if scenarios. I do have about at least 4 at the time of this video. I do have 4 that I have been trying to put it together and see if I can upload it. So hopefully those are received well. And I think that's everything. So that all being said, this has been Diamond Legend, and I'm off for now.